Hello everyone, I thought I'd better do a video as it's been a little while since I've posted one. I'm going to show you my tea leaf reading cards today, and this is just a couple of different decks that I have. This one I called it 50 Shades of Black Tea, and what it is beautiful imagery on high gloss cardstock, and it's all very deep and rich in the strong red and the black and the colours and a bit of the grey. So that is 50 Shades of Black Tea, and they are a 50 card deck, and they all have, I'll just show you, 2 men and 2 ladies. And the reason I have the 2 men and the 2 ladies is for our same-sex relationships or polyamory. So if you have 1 lady and 2 men, you can do that. Or you might have 2 ladies and 1 man, you can do that. You can have 2 men, 2 ladies, or the standard heterosexual relationship. So you've got options. There's always options. So there is 2 ladies, 2 men in every deck. And this is just my lovely, like I said, beautiful red and black one. Then we go to the other polar extreme, and this one I called Serenity. And this one is a beautiful, soft watercolour card deck. And we have our same images in them, and it goes like there's a question mark in here, it's a question mark in there. And a lot of people ask me, Karen, what's the difference between your tea cards and Lenormand cards? Well, the first thing is my cards are 50 card deck, where Lenormand's 36. Some Lenormands will have 2 ladies, 2 men, not all. The old traditional ones quite often don't. But tea cards, you have a lot more different images in them than just Lenormand. So I have things like hourglass and butterfly and monkey and triangles and cane and mermaid and balloons, lions. So there is a lot of very different images that are in tea cards as opposed to a standard Lenormand deck. And tea cards are read very similar to a Lenormand deck, but we pay particular attention to the directions, whereas a lot of Lenormand you don't. It will be one way is forward and one way is the past. So, but with tea we tend to look at directions. So I'll show you briefly how we use them. And these decks, they come in a cotton bag, and every card deck has a big book. This is a big book, which is A6, I think it's called. It's about, 6 inches by about 3.5 inches, something like that, 5 inches. And in my books, I actually put in a lot of information, because a ring isn't just like Lenormand, where they'll say, oh, it's contracts and marriage and binding and so on. A ring in symbolic divination means different things for general relationships, career and financials. So every symbol has the different meanings for the different subject matters that you want to use. So that is some of the differences. So with my cards, I will just start. So that's the back of the red and black ones. I love red and black. It's a little bit on the walk on the dark side, but then I tend to love darker imagery. It's just rich. It's just something like looking down into the bottom of a well. So when I read my cards, a standard Lenormand reading will go like 3 cards or 5 cards and whatnot. I actually read differently, where I would look at a centre and an upper and a lower and a side to side. But I won't go into the whole trainings of how to read these. But what we do in these things, we can look at a centre as a focal point. We can then read vertical, horizontal, out across. We can read mirroring, pairs and pairs, and so on. So this is just a brief overview of what you would learn in my beginner's course, because with every card deck purchased, you've got the option if you want to do my card reading course. So if you buy just the card deck, you get the beginner course. If you buy the card deck with the matching charm kit, you get 3 courses. You get beginner, intermediate, advanced, plus an independent charm reading course as well. So it is far better value for you to buy cards and charms as a bundle, and that way you get the 10% discount and the shipping is less, but you get 4 courses instead of 1, instead of just the beginner's course. So we read, and you learn how to read these, you learn how to layer upon these, you learn how to use charm readings on these when you do the whole bundle. So from a 5 card reading, you can layer in certain areas. You can extend these if you want to then increase it to a 9 card reading, and so on. So the growth is unbelievable, but symbolic divination is one of the most simplest and most accurate forms of reading that you can possibly get. And cards are reading, these are an extension as in reading a teacup, because these are 50 of the most common symbols that are found in teacups. And it took me about probably 5 years to work out what are the common things that modern day people need to know about to be able to work out my symbol collective. So there is a specific reason these actual images are chosen. So I've specifically chosen things like the camel and the cat and the cherries and so on, tent, the teapot or teacups, mushrooms, butterfly, and so on. So you can see there is a lot of very different images compared to Lenormand. So these are going to enhance your reading depth 110% because of all the different symbols that we have in them, as opposed to a standard 17th or 18th century Lenormand card deck. And at the moment, I have a little special going on. It is for a limited time only until stock runs out. So if you are looking at this video, check the date and how far down the track it is, because I've had people asking me from video of 2016 about certain specials, which are no, from 2016. So the current special at the moment is if you buy a card deck, you get a velvet bag of random choice. You don't get to choose colour, it's just whatever is available. And it's a teapot pouring into a teacup. So these are really beautiful. And these are velvet, and they are large bags that take both the card deck and the booklet to fit, so you've got everything good to go. So that is the current special at the moment, and like I said, do check the date, because once the stock is gone, it is gone, but at the moment that's what you are getting as a bonus. So thanks for listening. Check the link in the description, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.